Hello, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for joining us. My name is Isabella, and I'll be taking you through our webinar, Internal Communications Ideas Your Employees Will Love. Today, I'm going to share some exciting and interesting ideas, including real interact customer examples around things like taking external marketing tactics to make your communications internally more impactful, discussing why user-generated content amplifies trust in your internal marketing efforts, using the psychological power of storytelling to spark emotion and bring your message to life, using gamification to make your internal communications efforts go viral amongst your employees, and making dry subjects more engaging with something called piggyback marketing. We'll begin in a few minutes, but before we do, I'd like to cover off a few housekeeping items. Firstly, if you have any questions during the webinar, please use the questions interface in your GoToMeeting toolbar, and we'll answer as many as we can at the end. Any questions that we don't get to will be recorded, and we'll contact you with answers later. Also, you'll be receiving a link to this recording, and you can review that later and share with your colleagues if you like. So sit back, relax, and don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time through. Comfy? Okay, well, let's begin. Let's kick things off with one of the biggest communications challenges first, getting people's attention. I hope nobody's fallen asleep yet. Even in today's modern world where we can fast forward through annoying TV or internet ads and choose what we want to watch, we're bombarded with messaging, many times without even realizing it. Social media, billboards, radio ads, brands all shouting out about the food we eat, the clothes we wear, and how we should live our daily lives. Digital marketing analysts estimate that the average person will be exposed to 4,000 to 10,000 ads every single day. That's mind-blowing and a little scary. So, when you are the person charged with getting people to hear, see, and remember your message and all that noise, competition is fierce, especially when the message is an internal business one. The question becomes, how do you make an impact when budgets are tight and your audience's attention span is short and picky? We've looked at some successful marketing campaigns, both internal campaigns as well as external viral campaigns, and we've compiled a list of innovative internal comms ideas that will make your employees sit up and take notice. We'll start off by introducing a bit of mystery into your internal comms. Building tension into your messaging often has a strong impact on your internal users. And the great thing is, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money to do it. Apple is famous for deploying this tactic. They choose to cloak their product launches and announcements in dramatic secrecy that creates media frenzies and speculation for months ahead of the big day. Some may scorn the hype, but it is undeniably effective. When Apple announces a press conference, the world knows about it and puts the date in their calendar. And they aren't the only ones using mystery to create anticipation. Check out a similar method in this BMW ad. It makes people wonder and talk. While it's more commonly seen in external marketing, introducing hint marketing or teaser campaigns into your internal communications plan can prove highly engaging and lucrative in terms of employee buy-in. Gattaca, a customer of ours that provides outsourced staffing solutions and recruitment services, they deployed a teaser campaign to generate excitement for the launch of their new intranet, which they call Pulse. The campaign featured both teaser emails and a worldwide poster campaign 6 weeks prior to launch. This was in addition to a full-scale rollout campaign. And you can read more about this in our guide on our website entitled What Makes an Award-Winning Intranet. Gattaca's successful launch resulted in 96% of users being active in the intranet within the first month, which is really, really positive. Mattress Firm also did teaser campaigns sending out emails like, exciting announcement coming soon. They followed that by an announcement on their old intranet. And then they did a final reveal in their company newsletter. On the flip side, while building mystery definitely has its merits, there's also value in having transparency in your internal communications. Be open, include your employees, and don't get caught withholding information or keeping employees in the dark, at least not for too long. We all know of those PR disasters that have broken out on social media when senior management has neglected to keep employees in the loop. Take, for example, HMV's famous internal hack of its Twitter account. Employees didn't have a proper internal communications platform in place, so they hacked into the company's Twitter account to vent all of the internal grievances they had for the public to see. Yikes, nobody wants that. Still, there are notable examples of when a hint of mystery or suspense is proven to work in our favor. Taking a page out of BMW's book, there is clearly a case to be made for piggybacking on successful campaigns, trends, or news that have captured audiences externally. Externally, some marketers may occasionally be constrained by copyright infringements when promoting their products, but there are some great examples of brands who have used piggyback marketing to their advantage. In fact, many content and communications marketers are recognizing this accepted form of plagiarism as an art form in itself. Manchester-based band Stone Roses launched an anniversary teaser campaign using their iconic lemon motif in the form of posters around the city, 20 years after their initial release date. While fans began guessing and speculating on social media, German supermarket chain Aldi quickly jumped on the bandwagon to promote their own brand and their own company. In another example, mattress firm's Great Ideas campaign piggybacked off their successful external campaign, Replace Every 8. This campaign was launched to remind their customers to change mattresses every 8 years. Piggybacking off of that, the Great Ideas Forum became a place on their intranet where anyone can share new ideas for the company. The ideas are limitless. We see our customers constantly referencing popular culture, from Game of Thrones inspired pop quizzes to intra-office lip sync battles hosted by an international tech firm via the intranet. And it doesn't have to be someone else's ad campaign. Newsjacking is common in the marketing circuit, and it can prove to be highly effective internally as well. If you have something to say, why not use a topic everybody is already talking about? Lego pulled it off with this visual and funny ad during the Oscars. It was brilliant. If you have a forthcoming event such as a new product line launch, a new office opening, or a new initiative, consider trying to build tension and speculation before the big announcement. Coming soon, hint communications are effective. Add a bit of mystery by utilizing something like ambiguous or difficult to decipher items such as a logo image, an icon, or an object. Placing some hints across multiple communication platforms over an extended period of time will pique interest and water cooler talk and get your employees guessing and anticipating. When the big reveal comes, you'll have much more interest than you would when simply sending out a memo. Every organization has powerful internal communications resources at their disposal. They're people. One of the greatest marketing trends in recent years has been the shift of power from organizations to consumers. Review sites, word-of-mouth marketing, and user-generated content are highly valued and trusted by would-be consumers. A report published by Nielsen Global identified that 83% of respondents across 60 countries trust in the recommendations of friends and family. Not far behind, consumer opinions posted online were trusted 66% of the time. Getting ideas and input from your employees can be an uphill battle in many instances, but if you create the right motivation and culture, the results pay for themselves. If you have a new product line or initiative launching, consider offering employees a sneak preview or giving them the product in question for free as an incentive. Have them make a review. Sometimes the best way to get your employees engaged is to discover your power users, those who already are active on your intranet. To see this in action, we can look again at Mattress Firm's Great Ideas Forum. A couple of months after the launch of their new intranet, called Bedpost, Mattress firm noticed Randy, an employee who was a very active member on the Great Ideas Forum. Randy often posted answers to pressing questions and added fantastic insights into the implementation of specific ideas. So recognizing that Randy was already gearing up to be a spectacular internal influencer, the communications team coached him on their preferred tone, gave him guidance on stock answers he could use, and connected him with subject matter experts that could assist with the questions he didn't already know the answers to. He became a power user and advocate, conversing with associates across the organization via the intranet, and building a reputation of transparency and authenticity on their online community. Because his views aren't corporate speak, he's one of them, his colleagues can relate to and find value in his perspective, feel free to voice questions, express their views, and be sure that their ideas are receiving the proper attention from the organization. Now let's switch gears and talk about another effective internal communications method. It should be no surprise that storytelling has dominated the comms and marketing arena for the last few years. We are wired for stories. We absorb information better when it's presented in story form, with a human element that we can identify with. Stories are powerful. It's a psychological connection that many organizations have successfully deployed in their marketing campaigns. Subaru knocks it out of the park every time externally with their Share the Love event commercials. Take a look at one here.
Hi, Action. You ready? Oh, come on!
Some call it giving back. Others call it paying it forward. We call it Share the Love. During the annual Subaru Share the Love event, take home a new Subaru and we'll donate $250 to those in need, bringing our total donations to over $65 million. And bringing love where it's needed most. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
This play on our internal emotions really makes us connect with the ad and want to contribute to the cause, and maybe, just maybe, buy a car. Nike is famous for their ability to leverage this approach as well. Storytelling formed the foundation of its Nike Unlimited video series, all of which feature an individual story aligned with a value, such as unlimited courage, unlimited will, unlimited pursuit, and in this one, unlimited fight. Have a look.
They say I'm too big. I'm too fast. I'm too tough. I'm too pretty. I'm not pretty enough. I win. I win too much. I have to stop. They say I'm too me. I'm not what they want me to be. I still win. Anything else?
Okay, so pretty powerful when you bring emotion and storytelling into the picture. But storytelling is not just for external purposes. A simple example of applying storytelling to your internal comms is something called recognition communications. If your organization has recently won an award, a new account, or is celebrating an accomplishment, shift the focus from the achievement to the people behind the achievement. Who was the champion in getting it off the ground? Maybe write up an interview-style blog rather than a formal press release or email. Get the individuals to talk about the highs and the lows, the challenges, and how they overcame them. This will introduce personality and real life into the announcement. Alternatively, consider going out to your customers. When your product or service has an impact on a business or individual, telling their story and experience brings your company mission to life for employees, increasing engagement, motivation, and innovation. There's a strange but undeniable fascination with watching other people's reactions and interactions on screen. The rise of reality TV shows and popularity of flash mob videos testify to this fact. In today's marketing, successful viral campaigns focus on surprising, shocking, or perplexing everyday people and capturing their reactions. This video, released by Disney, triggered a great reaction, clocking up to 5.5 million views at the time. Have a look.
Wait, hold on.
That's so cool. Here, come here.
No, I'm good.
Hold on. I think I'm getting shadowed by a Goofy.
I love that. Admittedly, we rarely have the resources or the film set required to pull off a full-scale flash mob style campaign. However, a scaled down version for internal communications purposes is surprisingly achievable. If you have a new office opening or regional event, try capturing the reaction of your employees and broadcasting via your company intranet. This will help to make dispersed staff feel like a part of the event and enjoy the reaction of their peers. Alternatively, the fly-on-the-wall approach of capturing staff or customers interacting with new products, receiving surprises, recognition, or awards are all powerful internal comms ammunition. What about using activity-based communications? For example, who doesn't love a good treasure hunt? Introducing an element of gamification, competition, or an activity will get employees thinking outside the box and can generate huge levels of engagement. Thanks to the viral reach of social media, many companies have successfully pulled this off on a global scale. Back to Nike again, a great example includes Kobe 11 scavenger hunt, which saw 20 pairs of sneakers autographed by the NBA star Kobe Bryant hidden in 20 cities worldwide. Spearheaded through the sports giant's basketball Twitter account, clues were given to the secret locations, and fans were soon scouring the cities in question to land themselves the prized shoes. One great internal communications example of this tied into a charity event. With this company, the teams were assigned a scavenger list of obscure items to collect from around their immediate community. The first team to return back to the office with all items were awarded individual prizes, alongside a donation to the charity of their choice. 96% of employees signed up and joined in. That's a pretty fantastic result. Speaking of rewards, Interact Rewards feature is a widely used feature by our customers. For example, Mid-Penn Housing took a creative approach with the adoption of their iCare Keys awards. This is a program where every employee received 20 virtual keys each month to use to acknowledge peers, which is displayed on the intranet each time keys are awarded, publicly recognizing the individual in question. In their case, these virtual rewards can then later be redeemed for gift cards. Since implementation of this program, Mid-Penn Housing has seen employee recognition increase from just 1% to 94%. If you'd like to learn more about Mid-Penn Housing and their innovative intranet, check out the guide that I mentioned earlier, What Makes an Award-Winning Intranet, which is located on our website under Resources. Let's talk about another internal communications challenge. Corporate jargon, management speak, commercialese, whatever you want to call it, we are all guilty of it at some point. As communicators, crafting messages that are professional but neutral and that appeal to a diverse demographic while also being compliant can lead to using a standard voice and a tone that sounds very businesslike and mechanical. The issue with this is that we're desensitized to it, and in some cases completely stop hearing it. So for your next campaign, why not try a more down-to-earth approach? The fashion site Air has mastered this concept in their external marketing. They inject personality into the way they talk to customers across all channels. This is becoming pretty mainstream, actually. The feel is informal, fun, and approachable. If you have a comms initiative that could use a bit more fun, shake things up and drop the corporate speak. You can even go as far as creating a specific internal persona, something Kent Community Health Trust, another one of our customers, deployed as the voice of their intranet flow. The friendly, approachable voice helped engage users and break down the corporate speak barriers. So how do we personalize messages to our employees? As consumers, information is consistently being collected about our daily habits, likes, dislikes, interactions, and patterns. But what about internally? If you have a company intranet or business application with analytics, there may be clever ways to use that data to your advantage to craft unique and engaging internal comms ideas. Spotify pulled this off to perfection with their external campaign called Thanks 2016, It's Been Weird. They used analytics pulled from their platform to create a global data-driven campaign that combined quirky and funny facts to engage its audience. So here's a couple of examples from the campaign. On the one we can see here, dear person who played sorry 42 times on Valentine's Day. What did you do? Dear person who made a playlist called One Night Stand with Jeb Bush like he's a Bond girl in a European casino. Ooh, we have so many questions. From an internal comms perspective, we love this example by our customer MHS Holmes. In a campaign to increase engagement with their new intranet, they pulled data from their intranet people directory to create teaser posters about staff members and ran a competition for employees to solve the silhouettes by searching on their intranet platform. Anyone who entered the competition also had to fill out their own bio. The result was an adoption rate of 85%. Business communications doesn't need to be boring or dry. Today, we have a huge range of communications tools at our disposal, and we're empowered to create unique and fun campaigns to make sure our messages get heard. So get creative, have some fun. Sadly, we've come to the end of the presentation portion of this webinar, but I do see we have some questions from some of the attendees. The first one is, wouldn't it pose a risk to allow employees to share their stories internally? How would you monitor what was said? Oh, that is actually a great question. We've actually come across that question multiple times. So we reviewed the analytics across about 1.1 million posts from customers on our software. We found that of those posts, only 1% of comments were deleted. So we decided to dig a little bit deeper to find out what the reason for those deletions were. And as it turns out, of the 1.1 million posts or so, only 4 were deleted as a result of a violation. And of those 4, not even one resulted in a termination or a lawsuit or sharing of sensitive information. Another question, what are some ways to encourage busy employees to offer content? Yeah, that's an ongoing challenge as well. Using things like contests with actual physical rewards associated, that's a great way to do it. I mean, let's face it, we're all materialistic and cool prizes are fabulous motivators. Giving rewards for things like hitting the like button on content or sharing the content or even viewing the content. If you have analytics that can capture that and reward people for that activity, that also helps. We've seen really great results as well when the CEO or someone on the senior management team drafts a story and poses a question for employees to respond to. That usually stimulates a lot of discussion and employees are motivated to respond to that as well. So hopefully that helps. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for questions today, but for those questions that I wasn't able to answer, someone from Interact will connect with you soon to provide you an answer. I hope today's presentation has provided you with some interesting and exciting ideas that you can start to add to your communications bag of goodies to help create a more engaged and inspired and connected workplace. If you'd like more information about Interact or internal communications in general, please visit our website for lots of great guides and blogs and on-demand webinars, or you can reach out to us at the contact information provided here. Thanks for joining me today and have a great Valentine's Day.